I made the decision early on that I didn't want to put the factory plastic step back into the van. I did it in the back, which is fine, but since this door is going to be sort of my entryway, I decided I'd like to have something a little more decorative that ties into everything else that's going in the van. So I am setting the foundation for the stone that I'm going to be putting in. And as with everything on the van, this is sort of an idea in my head that I am putting into place as I go. And I'm just going to take you along for the ride. Oh, shoot. There are some places in the van where the metal is like double layer or thicker than other places. So sometimes when you're doing a self-tapping screw, you hit one of those places and it doesn't want to work its way through. So you have to find another hole.
Got a splinter.
Guess that's why I should be wearing gloves. Dang it. Serves me right. And still no gloves. I deserve every splinter from here on out. And by the way, I'd like to point out that if you don't have clamps, you can always use your ankles. Or your butt. Or your toes. I mean, really, whatever you have handy is fine. The struggle is real, folks. The struggle is real. I need more muscles. Doubling up this 1x3 here isn't going to work because there are some high and low spots. So I'm coming up with another way to shim it up. I've got to create, basically fill in or shim up that space so that I can put another strip of my flooring over the top of it. And drum roll please. Here we have it. I just cut blocks that filled in the gap and I adjusted the height of them as necessary. Now to create the rest of the platform, I'm using a 1/2 inch OSB cut to size. So I am putting wood down where the step is to get into the van because I'm going to do stone on here as sort of the entryway, and I decided it was way too hard to drill through because this metal is thicker, so I'm going to use this Gorilla construction adhesive to glue these in place instead of using screws. It should be much easier and much faster as well. So the first one to go in is going to be a step. So I'm just going to squirt a big glob of this on here. Grab a rag and dust this off, although I don't think it's going to matter. Just sweep it with the broom. I'm telling you, I have the noisiest neighborhood. Let's see, I didn't read the directions. I mean, it seems like all you would do is squirt, right? Apply adhesive to the surface of the exact pattern. Be careful of squeeze out when working on rough and uneven surfaces. Enough adhesive to fill the gap within 10 minutes. Press surfaces together and hold for 20 to 60 seconds. Cure time 24 hours. Okay. So it sounds like I need to put glue on both surfaces. So I'm going to do this step first. Oh, Lord. Oh, duh. I have to poke a hole. Hold please. Okay, now I should get it. It's hard to squeeze. And now we wait and wait and wait. Okay, that's long enough. Okay, maybe just a little bit longer. So I figured you guys didn't need to actually see the process in me sticking them in place. So here we go. So for the step going up into the van, I bought these stones that look like river rock, all different colors to match the floor, and the dark ones are going to match some of the darker accents that I have in. I'm not sure if when I sit up you can see my head. So while this is curing, I'm going to go ahead and set as many of these stones as I can between now and the time it gets too dark to work. So here we go. These are so pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these off of the mat that they're on so that I can arrange them however I choose and with whatever colors I want. I got quite a few. I think I overbought, but we'll see. I can always take some back to Home Depot. Just wait and see. So it comes on a mat like this, and I'm just going to cut them apart and glue them where I want. And then I got kind of a dark tan colored grout for this so that it would tie into the flooring as well. And I got these thresholds at Home Depot this morning because as well these kind of tie into the floor. They didn't have one long enough to go the entire distance across here, but then I remembered that this end down here is going to be covered by cabinetry, So if there's a joint here, it isn't really gonna matter. And what I did before I got started on all of this is I replaced this piece of flooring here that had the screws in it, because that piece of trim didn't go far enough to cover the screws. And then I also added another strip of flooring here so that it would be nice and tidy. So I'm going to cut these stones apart and then we'll get moving. Instead of videotaping me putting every stone in place, I just thought I'd show you the finished product. It is curing for a few days, and then when I've got a few more things done, I'll be able to trim out the edges. Thanks for watching.